What is going on, guys? Welcome to GregglesTV Daily, your source for daily tech news. Make sure you subscribe so you know what's going on in the world of tech. If you're going to be around tonight, I will be going live to take your calls and talk tech. So if you are, make sure you have alerts on. Probably going around 7 p.m. Pacific live. Let's get into the news. First story of the day comes out of Apple, and there's a greater than 50% chance of them releasing within a month a Siri speaker, so in the same vein as Google's Home and also Amazon's Echo. So it'd be a smart speaker that you can talk to. It's supposed to be very kind of high end, going to be very expensive. It'll be over $200. It's going to be looking exactly kind of like their Mac Pro, have that like cylinder look to it, and have 7 tweeters, 1 subwoofer. It's going to sound really good, have Beats technology built right into it, and run a variation of iOS, which is nice to see, obviously, because if we have more competition in that space, things can only get better. Now you look at anything Apple's really gone into, it's usually push the platform way ahead. Look at smartphones. iPhones have really pushed Androids, and mostly just Androids, to that next level to bring them to, so they're just amazing devices. They're doing it now with smartwatches. I hear a lot from you guys. I have not really tried a smartwatch from Apple, but a lot of you that have tried both say Apple smartwatch is ahead of what anything that Androids does. So I'm happy to see it. Will I end up buying it? Probably not. And the reason being is I don't have a lot of Apple products. If I have one MacBook, really, that's it in my life. And I don't need a Siri to do anything with that. And so to me, it's not a big deal. I don't really like Siri. It's not as robust as Google's ecosystem. So I love Google Home. You can do so much with it, and I'm going to stick with that. But it's good to see Apple joining the space, possibly by early as next month. Next up, the specs for the HTC U11, which will be announced on May 16th, have leaked to the internets. And they are mighty impressive. Impressive so much that I actually almost maybe want this phone at this point. It looks amazing. Check these out. You're looking at a 5.5 inch QHD display, aka a 2K display, with Gorilla Glass 5, a Snapdragon 835 processor, 6 gigabytes of RAM, a micro SD card support with up to 2 terabytes if you need that, 12 megapixel rear facing camera with 1.7 aperture, and optical image stabilization built in, Edge Sense. So that's going to be when you want to run your fingers along the outside of the phone to control it. IP57 water resistance, so it's not as good as what we get with the Galaxy. Boom sound, so it should have some front-facing, I think it has front-facing speakers. If it doesn't, boom sound's supposed to be amazing. It has been on previous generations of this phone. Fingerprint reader, NFC, and Android Nougat. Now that sounds like one hell of a phone. I know a lot of you are already content with your Galaxy S8, S8 Pluses, and maybe you have some other phone that you're really content with, but it's always nice to see HTC try to get back in the game. They're trying their damnedest, and I hope this phone is a home run. The specs are a home run so far. Obviously, you'd like a little bit more water resistance, but a lot of us don't need it, let's be honest with you, with the water resistance. So it has everything else you could want, though, as OIS and a good processor, tons of RAM. So I'm excited to try this out. I might actually buy it depending upon the price. We'll see, especially when there's going to be kind of a lull for a few months here after that phone. You're looking at the next phone will probably be like the OnePlus 5, which should be in the summer months. And then after that, another few months before the iPhone, the Note, and the Pixel all launch. Next up is a patent that leaked to the internet of the Galaxy S8 with an actual physical home button. Look at this. So you can see at the bottom there, very, very small bezel, as well as the top, very, very small bezel, but enough to barely fit a physical home button. I think a lot of you would have been fine with that, but it looks like it would have been probably slightly taller and longer if they had done that. I'm glad they went with the soft keys because, you know, you can move them around and do whatever you want, but it's really weird to see that home button. And again, it would have been just enough to fit that home button, nothing beyond that. And then at the top, it looks the same with all the sensors. And then when you look at the back, obviously there's no fingerprint sensor because that would have been on the front at that point. And hey, maybe more of you would have been happy if it was on the front like it is in this patent. But nonetheless, it ended up not having a home button, a physical one anyway. And then the fingerprint sensor is on the back. Okay guys, on to our lightning round of news. Our first story is about the Google Home. It is now $15 off. That's right, $15 off at Best Buy. You can get it for as low as $114. And our last story of the day is about the Galaxy S8 and Bixby. That is officially launching Bixby talk over in South Korea. Hopefully it's only a matter of time before that hits America. Guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I do new videos every single day. I want to thank my Patreon supporters. You guys rock. Thank you so much. If you want to support my show, if you like what I do, guys, check in the description down below. Check out that Patreon link and think of signing up. It helps me out big time to get to my goal of doing this full time. Thanks again to my Patreon supporters. My question of the day is, if you could get any cell phone for $50, I'm not talking about your main phone, I'm talking like a secondary phone, which phone would it be? I would go iPhone, just because enough stuff happens in my life where I need to test out somebody's iPhone or borrow it for a case review at all. So I would definitely get a $50 brand new iPhone. That's what I would choose. What would you choose? Which phone, which brand, all that stuff? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. I will see you down the road. Peace. It is now that time to click on the video on my left side. It's all about tech news from yesterday and the past. And the one below that is the video released today. It's a camera battle between the S8 and the Pixel XL. And if you're not subscribed, click my head and you'll be subscribed.